We're fighting birds today. So the special effect is the more accuracy you have, the more fire damage increase you will get. Up to 15% fire damage, which is 150% accuracy. Then super damage increase, psychic damage increase. Then for boss's gimmick, you will get some pierce rate up to 10% by attacking the minions and the boss. And you also get damage increase up to 15%. This one you don't need to think about it, just attack, you will get the buffs. Very simple. And this is a team. If you do not have Non-SMoko, you can do Leon. I'll leave a Leon rotation at the end. Leon is a pretty good replacement here. So Haru is our main DPS, of course. A bit of a tip here, you actually don't want to use a skill 1, skill 3 too early, because you want to save the bullets right before the weaken turn because of a 5-star weapon. If not a 5-star weapon, you can do whatever you want. Just kill the boss in time. If you want to really maximize your points, you want to delay using skill 1, skill 3 by 1 or 2 turns depending on your rotation. So she's running Wisdom and Pleasure. And this is the 5-star weapon, so what I'm talking about is this 34%. So every time you get a bullet, which is thoughtful round, you get attack buff for 1 turn. So you want to delay this buff a little bit so that you will get it during the weaken turn, which is the turn that matters most in this DOD. Here's the start screen. Then our buffer is gonna be Non-SMoko, but damage is pretty decent, like okay-ish, which can give you quite a bit of points during the weaken turns. She's running Harmony and Power. Victory Harmony also works. Using Harmony Power, I think it's about the same actually, I'm not very sure. But this one can give 10% damage buff to your Haru. And then Power will give attack buff to Non-SMoko herself, can do a bit more damage. She has 4-star weapon, start screen. Then we have Court, is running Trust Prosperity. Then this is a 5-star weapon which you do need to highlight earlier during the rotation, start screen. Navigator Futaba, very useful. But unfortunately her skill 2 is single target only. So you can use this just to debuff one enemy, but not super important. Then Integrity Label, 5-star weapon, start screen. For Dagger, Starry Compass, there's no argument here. Very good for AoE teams and also even better for Haru because there's a psychic damage increase. As for Persona, the first one we have Shiva. I did say that I think in my previous video that Shiva is not that good, but for DOD, she's pretty good. I mean, 2 reasons. First reason is that his debuff is only for 1 turn, which is terrible. 1 turn debuff is terrible. But the weaken turn is only 2 turns, so it's not that bad. Because it's only 2 turns, right? So the 1 turn is quite significant. And the second reason why Shiva is good here is because of the damage. Weaken turn is 3 times the points. So if you do 150,000 damage, you're gonna get 450,000 points. Then you times 4 again because it's a stage thing, right? So it's 150,000 times 3 times 4. It's gonna be like 1.6 or something million, which is a good amount. Then we have Vishnu here. If you don't have Vishnu, you can use a sword. But Vishnu is better because, okay, I do have a max overclock, but even OC 1, overclock 1, or overclock 0, 32% is still higher than Sword's 27 something % of Maracunda. The only downside is of course you need to inflict the wind sweep. So I recommend you to build him to fully build like accuracy boost. I've maxed out everything here to have the highest chance of inflicting. And make sure you refresh the city life until you get rain also. Then of course Dionysus, don't need to explain much. Rebellion, Revolution for the crit buff. And then crit damage from the passive. For turn order 1, 2, 3, 4 ideally, so that you get the buffs can be applied to Moko and Moko can do some damage also. You wonder, you do Revolution of Haru. Non-SMoko skill 2. And you do Code skill 1, attack the minion with the shock. And here is pretty important. You actually don't want to use a skill 1 or skill 3 here because of a 5-star weapon. Because a 5-star weapon gives you an attack buff every time you reload a bullet, which is the thoughtful round. So if you use a skill 1 here, it means that you get a bullet here. You don't want to get the bullet yet because you want to get the bullet next turn so that you can get the attack buff during the weakened state. That's why we do a gun here. Just don't use skill 1 or skill 3, just do a gun. Or if your Haru is too strong, just guard. Okay, so this is the break turn. You do a Futaba skill 2. I would aim this one because later we're gonna skill 1 Core on this bird, Garuda, I think. Skill 2 that one. Then we change persona to Shiva, do a highlight here to debuff. The debuff will last until the end of the turn, end of the fight, across all the entire weakened state. Then we do a Vishnu, pray for Windswept. Oh my god. This is gonna be a perfect run. Holy crap. 5 out of 5. And we skill 3 with Moko. Then we skill 2 with 4 with buff. Then on Haru's turn, make sure you Q. Skill 1. You should Q. And now it's a weakened turn. We do a Futaba skill 1. Debuff defense. Then we go Wonder Rebellion of Haru. Skill 2 in Moko. Then skill 1 with Court. Target this one, the one that I used skill 2 just now. One from Futaba. You hit the shock. Then we do a Court highlight here. Then skill 3 for big damage. 1 million, almost 1.2, including the Moko and Resonance, then 1.2. Huge damage. Then on the final turn, we do Futaba skill 3. The final and biggest damage turn. We do Shiva. So debuff the defense, increase crit taken rate, and also do some damage, which will give you quite a bit of points. Now we Moko skill 3. Moko is doing decent damage. 100,000 damage is about 1.2 million points, which is pretty huge. Now it's skill 3 Court. We will be like 1 million. Yup. Nice, 1.1. Good, and this is definitely a new record. Then we do a Haru highlight. Oh, also 1 million, wow. Then we gun. Should be at least 1.5 I feel. Close? Close. Okay, this has to be at least 71, 72. 73, that's pretty good. Almost 74. This is the rotation for Leon. I have changed to Excel now because the more characters they release, the more rotations and more combinations there are, which means I have to test more things. And using handwritten stuff is not that good at organizing, so I have to use an Excel sheet to organize stuff more easily. So it's easier for me to compare stuff. But anyways, for Leon, I have to extend by 1 more turn because Haru isn't strong enough to kill. And then another change here is we use a Leon highlight instead of Court highlight. We use Leon highlight for the crit damage, and the reason why we don't use Court because Court highlight can also heal. Okay, Leon highlight here will also heal from Court's passive, but Court's highlight, you highlight here, you're gonna heal. Then using Leon skill 3 here, your Haru is gonna be like 90% HP, which will not trigger Leon's A6, so that's why you Leon highlight here. You skip the Court highlight, and Leon highlight itself is also pretty good anyways. Okay, so everything else here is more or less the same, just turn 1 here you guard. But for Haru, you notice that I skill 1 then I gun. In the video I did say that you don't want to use skill 1 first, but for this one, for this case, it's okay. Because with skill 1, then we use gun. Gun will remove the buff, will remove the bullet. Then you can reload again and skill 1 here. Then you get the 5-star weapon buff. Then you skill 3, then you highlight here, you get another buff, then you gun. You still get the buffs here. And with 3 Windswept, I got 65.5 million. This is the rotation for this video. So this one is 69.6 with 3 Windswept, so it's like 4 million higher, which is not like a crazy big difference, but yeah,